Shut up, I'm trying to record. How's it going, everybody? This may come as a shock to none of you, but I see a lot of movies. I've actually been an AMC A-list member for over a year now. It's okay, you can be impressed by that. Since I spend so much time in the movie theaters, I get to see a lot of movie trailers, and it's pretty awesome. I'm constantly seeing trailers for new things that I'm excited for, whether they're big studio productions or more under-the-radar stuff. But I've also seen some real stinkers. I got a first look at the big home run hitter, Firestarter. I witnessed the rise and the fall and the second rise of the Morbius Empire, but none of those bangers come close to my experience the first time I saw the trailer for 80 for Brady. For those of you that haven't been blessed with the knowledge, 80 for Brady is about four best friends who decide to go to the Super Bowl so that they can witness their knight in shining shoulder pads, Thomas Brady, win it all for the Patriots. The trailer was cheesy, it was glossy, it was chock-a-block full of cameos. It felt like something straight out of the beginning of Tropic Thunder or Saturday Night Live. I was half expecting Adam Driver to introduce the musical guest after it was over. Sitting in the theater, all these thoughts and feelings boiling within me, all telling me one thing: I had to go see this movie. So, last week I did. And you know, I actually kind of liked it.
Game's about to start. Oh,
there's Tom.
oh, what a beautiful.
I am not a football fan, like, at all. This is not football merch, this is YouTuber merch. The only reason I watched the Super Bowl was because my dad would have disowned me if I missed our Chiefs taking home another victory. But even to me, somebody so disconnected from the sport, it is very apparent that this movie is a blatant commercial for the NFL. A fact that was only reinforced when I learned that Tom Brady actually co-produced the movie, because apparently when you have enough money, you can buy a movie title and stick your name in it. So go follow me on Twitch to help me fund Bonin for Ronin. Furthermore, this movie is objectively pretty dumb. The way it's shot, the way it's directed, edited, written, etc., there's not an ounce of originality in the whole thing. But to my surprise, none of that actually got in the way of me having fun while I was watching it. And I want to explain why.
Could be Tom's last one. He's almost 40. That's like 80 in people years.
We can joke around all we want. Nobody can deny that this is an unbelievably stacked coterie of talent. Rita Moreno was in a little movie called Singin' in the Rain. Ever heard of it? Miss Frizzle herself, Lily Tomlin, is up in the mix. Sally Field, Jane freaking Fonda. We have to remember that we're watching great actors. Every single one of them. They crush it. And might I say, they look great while they're doing it too. Maybe it's some Hollywood dark magic, but you could have called this movie 60 and Spry for the football guy, and I wouldn't have questioned a thing. All four women have unbelievable charm, excellent comedic timing, and they're just having fun. And when they're having fun, it's really hard for me to not have fun with them.
Gronk.
Hi.
So big.
Thank you.
I mentioned before that there's a lot of cameos in this movie, and that is true, but they kind of work for me. It's almost surgical how well integrated a lot of the cameos are. And you have a nice balance of people who are just playing themselves and people who are actors that happen to make appearances. Rob Corddry and Alex Moffat play the hosts of this, like, Patriots commentary radio show type thing where they're watching the game and commentating on it. And they were both a big highlight for me. They did a really good job of playing caricatures of diehard football fans without feeling like a lazy joke or an easy jab at the fan base. Guy Fieri had a weird amount of importance to the plot, but never once did it feel like he was overstaying his welcome. The most earnest line delivery in this entire movie was when he offers Sally Field some of his brisket, and I laughed my ass off. Funnily enough, the cameo that didn't really work for me, Dr. Football himself. Rob Gronkowski had so much less to do with the plot, but still brought way more to the movie.
Isn't that what friendship is? That we face the unknown together?
Big surprise. The plot doesn't really matter. Four best friends go to the Super Bowl, hijinks ensue. What do you want me to say?
Oh my God, that's Tom Brady.
Yeah, if you can believe it, this movie has an emotional core. Maybe it's just my soft, squishy little soul, but seeing these women talk about things like youth and oh my god, it made me so sad. The main character of the four women, Lou, played by Lily Tomlin, is actually a cancer survivor and is avoiding calls from her doctor because she's afraid the cancer might have come back. She goes for broke on a whim just to treat her and her three friends to a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity centered around this thing that they share together. Separate all the advertising and the cheesy hijinks. That's a really good character conviction, especially when you put it in the hands of somebody like Lily Tomlin who can deliver on it. But believe it or not, she's not the only one with a compelling character. Jane Fonda struggles with finding love and feeling that she deserves love. Rita Moreno is still mourning her late husband and struggling to move on, both from him and in her own life. And Sally Field struggles with self-confidence and finding independence in her marriage of like 50 years. Are these totally original characters? Absolutely not. But at least they're three-dimensional. I have seen a lot bigger movies whiff way harder on making interesting characters. And that was the biggest surprise for me when I was watching 80 for Brady. I cared about these women. It feels like that's what sets it apart from something like a Happy Madison movie or a Kevin Hart comedy. So what's the point that I'm trying to make with all of this? I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret. Come here. Come a little bit closer. I didn't just make this video to talk about 80 for Brady. What a twist. There's a greater point to all of this. It's almost like I thought it out. Something I witness a lot of, both on the internet and in my everyday life, is people taking movies way too seriously. There's absolutely nothing wrong with having high standards for the entertainment you consume. If your Letterboxd top 4 has only movies made before 1990 and you swear that nobody could do it better than Kubrick or Scorsese, that's great. I'm happy for you. You're allowed to have that opinion. But don't get it twisted. Those opinions don't make you any better, don't make you any smarter, don't make you any more important than anybody else. You don't get good boy points for having the right opinion. Everyone should be able to like and find the beauty in whatever the hell they want. Anybody who's analyzing 80 for Brady under the same lens as The Godfather, totally missing the point. I've enjoyed a lot of good movies. I've enjoyed a lot of bad movies. And even though I'll get passionate about some of my opinions, they don't invalidate anybody else's. So before you run to the comments to tell me that I'm wrong and that this video is stupid, instead leave a comment and tell me about your favorite movie. I promise you, praising something good, way more gratifying than tearing something down. Keep that in mind the next time you're about to jump into some discourse that you might get passionate about. I promise you, it is a better way to engage in discussion. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked it, go ahead and leave a thumbs up down below and subscribe so you don't miss out on my future uploads. Comment down below any stupid movies that you had a lot of fun watching, or if you saw 80 for Brady and you felt any of what I felt, let me know. I would love to talk about it. Thanks again for watching. I'll see y'all later.